Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. My name is Anate Njoko. I'm a certified family life parent, preteen or teen coach. I help parents become intentional in their parenting journey, sharing daily tips from my expertise, my experience, books I've authored, coaching sessions for you as a parent and your preteens and teens, helping them build the social skills they need to function in today's world. If you're parenting a preteen and teen, you are in the right place. Thanks for stopping by. Do consider subscribing and following me on all my social media platforms. So today we're going to be talking about how to overcome the 5 biggest challenges of raising preteens and teens. So raising teenagers is challenging for so many reasons. They are going through so many changes and trying to figure out who they are and what really matters to them. And they are also seeking more and more independence, as a way to separate themselves from their parents. This is normal, but for parents, it can be frustrating, and often heartbreaking. I remember when my oldest now, she's a teenager, entered into the preteen, that's the twins. It was like there was a different person living in our house. Actually multiple different people. I never knew which version of my child was going to show up in each situation, and it was really, really exhausting attempting to roll with all her moods, and sometimes I was even resentful, which led to anger and then outburst. And I know many parents are experiencing this. Most of all, though, I just, missed the kid that I have. And that's what parents of preteens and teens, they're just missing that little baby, who they were used to, as well as, the relationship that they shared, And I've heard all, horror stories about raising teenagers. But honestly, I've never truly believed that would be my experience. I don't think, most of us do. Are we naive? No, not at all. We feel this way because we know we have good kids, that we actually like and who like us too, despite what they might say. It's common for parents to feel like we are failing our teenagers, but we need to reframe our perspective and the way we do things. The issue is that we have to learn to adapt in a new dynamic with our relationships. We have to keep our connections while letting them grow. It's also good to know that, know the key triggers, that lead to many of the problems we face with our, with raising, preteens, especially teenagers. So how to overcome the 5, biggest challenges, what we're talking about. So here are 5 common problems parents face today, alongside real solutions to help us through these challenging times of raising teenagers. The first one is dealing with communication breakdown. So the problem is teenagers often, seem withdrawn or uninterested in talking to their parents, leading to misunderstanding and then conflict. So the solution is, first, don't take their behavior or rejection personally. Instead, establish open lines of communication by being an active learner, and other ways of communication, maybe phones, text messages, writing notes, show genuine interest in their lives without being intrusive, use non-judgmental languages and make time for regular casual conversations like car rides, perfect time. You can also be empathetic by acknowledging their feelings, and validating their experiences, even if you don't fully understand them. This is also important, give them your full attention whenever possible. This means like putting down your phone or closing your laptop when they come to talk to you. Set boundaries or family rules around healthy communication. At a time when things are not heated, have a discussion about how your family will speak to each other, family meetings. Don't engage or respond to snacky behavior. And have some lines, ready to help you not to fly out, when things get heated. So, for example, you seem really upset. Why don't you take a minute and come back to me? So those kind of phrases, when you're ready to talk. So those kind of phrases you have already prepared will help you. So remember, your child will learn how to navigate conflicts on how you handle disagreements with them. Sorry, excuse me. The second one is helping your teenager handle academic pressure. the problem? Today's teenagers face immense pressure to perform academically. I mean, we did too, which can lead to severe stress and anxiety. What is the solution? Encourage them to take a balanced and holistic approach to academics. Emphasize the importance of effort over grades and make sure you recognize their hard work. If needed, offer support, in managing their time, creating healthy study habits, and don't hesitate to provide resources like tutoring. Lastly, make sure they have time to relax, pursue hobbies, and understand self-care. They are still kids and they do deserve some downtime. I'm planning another video as regards to academics, and maybe it will be the next video. The third one is managing negative influences from peers and social media. So what's the problem? The problem is, whether you like it or not, your teenagers are highly influenced by their peers and social media at this phase of their life, which can lead to low self-esteem, risky behaviors, cyberbullying. And that's what I do. I coach teenagers, through this situation. So what's the solution? Don't lecture, but instead educate them about the potential impacts of social media and peer pressure. Have them read articles or watch a documentary like Social Dilemma with them. So set reasonable boundaries, encourage them to evaluate, the content they consume critically, know what they watch. Also make sure they understand what healthy friendship looks like. And I'm going to make a video on that, and what the warning signs are of, and understand what healthy friendship looks like and what the warning signs of a toxic relationship looks like. Number 4, or is it number 5? Recognizing and getting help for teen mental health issues. So what's the problem here? It's a reality of our time that many teenagers struggle with mental health issues. Anxiety, depression, identity crisis, and that's why I come in. I offer, coaching for them. So what's the solution? As parents, we need to normalize conversations around mental health and how to recognize early signs and symptoms. It is so important that we encourage healthy lifestyle habits, exercise, balanced nutrition, adequate sleep for our teenagers. Encourage them, to have coping mechanisms. I talked about it in the previous video, or this one. 5 ways to help your teenagers cope. So affirmation, they should use things like affirmations, a hobby they pursue just for fun. But sometimes this isn't enough. Don't hesitate to seek help from us professionals to help your teenagers. Counseling, therapy, and also show empathy by listening without judgments, and reassure them that it's not only, it's not only okay but brave to get help when they are struggling. And then the last one, number 5, is balancing independence versus control. So what's the problem here? The teenage years are an important time for our kids to develop their independence, but they aren't grown yet, and we still need to maintain some parental control. So what's the solution here? We should want our teenagers to begin pushing boundaries and to seek more independence. If they don't, they won't become competent. I hope you understand that they won't be competent and capable adults. So additionally, the more independent they become, the more confident and resilient they become. However, it doesn't happen overnight. The best approach is gradually giving teenagers more responsibility and autonomy, while setting clear and reasonable expectations and consequences, involved in decision-making process to help them feel empowered and respected. Let them learn and master essential life skills. Show them you trust their ability to make good decisions, and then you step back and provide guidance when necessary. I have a list of 50 life skills. If you need it, you let me know. Raising teenagers doesn't have to play out the way that most negative stereotypes portray. Yes, there are challenges, but much of it is about how we as parents react, and the tone we set. Our teenagers need us to approach them and the issues they face with empathy and understanding. I always say, remember when you were a teenager, what did you need at that time? Give your children that. And as much as we may feel this stage is challenging on us as parents, we often forget it's even harder for our children, our teenagers. if we can foster a supportive and nurturing environment, this will help our teenagers navigate the complexities of adolescence with confidence and resilience. And honestly, this usually leads to a better relationship with our teens, and easier time for everyone. So yes, so these are the challenges, and I also put in the solutions. Follow me on all my social media platforms. If you've learned something new, please don't fail to like, subscribe, drop a comment. And if you have a teenager that is struggling and that needs help, that's what I do. I offer coaching and counseling sessions for preteens and teens, and also you as a parent. Buzz me today. My Instagram handle is @parentingunited on all social media platforms, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.